Welcome to today's video, and today we are going to have a deep dive into a color and different color mixes that you can create with this one. This is the Neocolor II aquarelle crayon called Malachite Green. It's number 180, and it's a crayon that, as you can see, haven't been used that much. And in my kind of a small selection of Neocolor II crayons, this is one of those that I kind of overlook all the time. I think it's super bright. Let me show you how it looks when it's activated. It's a really beautiful color, but to be honest, I don't find so many use cases for this one unless I am painting maybe an ocean scene or something like that. It's really pretty, but as said, not used that much. And I think that every one of us, we have those crayons or those pencils, color pencils, that we are not using that much. And often that can be changed once we get to know our crayons better. So that's what we are doing today. I have here a selection of 10 crayons that I have chosen to be our kind of part of the mixing test of today. And I will show you different color mixes. And as you know, one of the messages I share in this channel very often is that I wish that everyone would love what they have and get to know their art supplies so that they can use them even more. So that's one of the kind of main purposes of today's video, not just for you, but also for me, that I would kind of also learn to love this color a bit more. So I'll first prepare the color mixes and then we will activate them and talk more about them. But first one we used is white, and obviously you can't see it at this point, but trust the process, you will soon see how it looks activated. Next we are using orange's yellow. And I tried to kind of have a selection, different kinds of crayons and different colors so that you can see what all the beautiful shades that we can create by color mixing. This one is light olive, so a beautiful light green, much used on this channel, as you know. And next we have one of the best mixing colors, in my opinion, which is of course ultramarine. So here we go. And next is beige, as you know, one of my favorites, super good mixing color. Goes beautifully with so many different crayons. And then we have raw umber. Next is Payne's gray. You guessed it, not a video without Payne's gray on this channel. Next, one of my favorites for the upcoming holiday season, which is of course bronze. Again, a beautiful mixing color, and I think often overlooked. So if you have the bronze crayon, as I've said many times on this channel, give it a try and see what it can do. Very often the metallics are just overlooked, but trust me, it's beautiful. Next, purple. And of course, last but definitely not least, my favorite red of this kind of selection of crayons, carmine. So here they are, our color mixes are all prepared. And now it is, of course, the best time, which is that we will activate them and actually mix the colors together. When we mix white together with the original color, of course, what we get is just a kind of pastel version of it. And depending on how much white you add and how much water you add, you can have really beautiful kind of light pastel shades. What we have here is not super light, but it's still, you know, you can still see that it's very different, kind of much lighter and pastel-y. Then with orange's yellow, which is, by the way, a wonderful mixing color as well. And originally it was very much overlooked on my selection of crayons. I didn't use it that much, but the more I got to know the color and its possibilities, the more I'm using it. Nowadays, it's one of my favorites. Look at this beautiful, really, really beautiful, kind of, I would say ocean green, beautiful color. Then we had light olive, and this obviously is a very kind of beautiful light green. And when that one gets mixed together with the malachite, we get, I would say, a really useful green for any kind of landscapes, but especially thinking about this winter season, I think this kind of beautiful shade of green would be very useful for our landscapes, winter landscapes. Then we had ultramarine, as said, one of the best mixing colors in my opinion. It creates beautiful color mixes with pretty many options actually, but with this one, it doesn't change the green too much, but it of course naturally brings it more to the blue tone one. And for this, I would say the most best use cases would be kind of ocean views or even some sort of skies. I think sky in certain lighting would be beautiful when used that color mix. Next is beige. And this too creates kind of, I would say brings a bit more turquoise shade out of it. This comes very close to the one where we, well, actually I think these four are really close to each other, all of them. But this beige one, of course, brings it a bit more of this kind of brownish and kind of earthy tones. Really, really beautiful. Again, love that color mix. Then next was raw umber, or is raw umber, more like it. And this, of course, brings the tone a bit darker, a bit earthier, maybe even you could say a bit muddier. But look at that green. Isn't this gorgeous? For any kind of forest scene, I'd say if you are someone who loves to explore forests, this would be a really, really beautiful color mix for painting any kind of forest or even kind of rocks, because it brings out that kind of grayish green. Really, really nice. And next, another perfect, really good mixing color, which is Payne's gray. And because this Payne's gray has very blue undertone to it, this creates a wonderful kind of, I would say like a very dark turquoise color with wonderful tones of blue and green and gray. I think this is kind of very unique. And if you are wondering where you could use something like this, for example, I'd say that winter shadows would be beautiful with this color. Next up is the color mix where we mix the original green together with bronze. And as said, bronze is often overlooked because I know many people who kind of categorically don't enjoy the metallic shades that they have in their crayons or colored pencils, but I'm not one of those people. I love to give them a chance, and this bronze is one of my favorites and a wonderful mixing color as well. Look at this color. It's beautiful gray, and it has that kind of very, I would say, very unique tone to its shade of gray. That's a really, really pretty one. So if you haven't yet used your bronze as mixing color, do it now and you won't be disappointed, I'd say. Okay, next purple. And now we are coming to the, I'd say, more like a lilac-y nations. When we add these reddish tones, we are no longer keeping the original green so much visible, but this actually brings out beautiful, say maybe like blueberry tone or like ink blue if you have it dark enough, or if you keep it light, then that would be beautiful for flowers, I'd say, like lilacs or something similar. Isn't this beautiful? Oh my goodness. And can you believe that it was mixed with this one? This is why I love color mixing. I think it's such magical experience every time. And last but not least, we have a color mix where we use carmine, one of my favorite reds. And look at this color. Could you imagine that you can create such wonderful, wonderful lilac, a purple color out of that green or turquoise, and wonderful red. Oh my goodness, this is so beautiful. I just love that last color mix so much. So pretty. So here you can see the color mixes that we created with the original crayon. And the reason I wanted to make this video is, as said, that I want to inspire you to get to know your crayons. And if you have a crayon which is sometimes a bit overlooked, or if you feel that you are missing some color in your selection of Neocolor II crayons, try color mixing, because it can definitely surprise you. And if you look at these, kind of, I'd say especially the kind of bottom row here, where you have a beautiful gray and this kind of even like a bluebell color, and then a wonderful purple lilac color. I think these are very unique shades, and they were all mixed with very kind of few things. You had these three crayons, and then this green, and then you can create something like this. So I think that's kind of that's enough to convince everyone, or should be enough to convince everyone, that color mixing really pays off. So I hope that you've enjoyed this video. This was a bit shorter one, just focusing on one color or one crayon and what you can do with it. And I hope that this inspires you to make your own small, maybe 10-minute color mixing exercises and enjoy the process enormously. I hope that you will have fun with your own art journey, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye for now.